कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में इतना सा फर्क है, एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन की कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी, ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत हैं पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
A very good afternoon to all the dear friends and families who have joined us today for this particular webinar. I, Archana Sharma, along with the entire team of Franchise India, welcomes each one of you to the digital representation of the business opportunity which we have got for you. Our aim every day is to provide maximum business opportunities, franchise solutions to all the investors who are looking out for any kind of the franchise business from our side. And we truly claim that no one sells more business than us, because we have helped more than 78,000 investors and 5,000 international and national bodies, brands to expand their business with our 80+ offices. It is our privilege to welcome the management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am. They'll be hosting this particular webinar. They'll be sharing their viewpoints, their suggestions with each one of us so that we can take a conscious and informed decision of taking the franchise from our side. The brand which we are representing comes from the eastern part of the country, Goofy's Chicken Snacks. That's the brand we are bringing for you. And we have invited Miss Ambika Jha. She'll be talking about this brand. She's the co-founder. Before starting this particular business, she did work in various corporates. Then she started her journey in 2018 with Goofy's. And today she'll be talking about the unit model as well as the master model they are offering in market. Thank you so much, Ambika, for joining in today. We welcome you to this particular webinar. May we request you to share your screen so that we can have a proper PPT from your side. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Archana. Just share my screen. So my name is Ambika Jha. I'm the co-founder of Goofy's Chicken Shack. I've been associated with Goofy's Chicken Shack since the very beginning. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Franchise India team for giving us this opportunity to present ourselves in the webinar today. So talking about Goofy's Chicken Shack as a brand and how we came into existence. So when we started looking out for market opportunity back in 2017, we found that there were not many food players involved in the business. So the ones which were there also, they were either serving the international cuisine or they were, just serving the Indian cuisine. So what we thought, we could give them a fusion product. Since we would be, serving to the Indian masses with Indian taste, who are used to the Indian spices and all. So we thought of giving them a fusion product, which we will be serving the international cuisine, but it will be infused with Indian tastes and Indian flavor. So with that thought in mind, we came into existence in 2018 January, and since it has been 4 years that we have been established now, and it has been a long way for us. We have paved the way for ourselves. Since we started from the scratch, we believe that we have seen it all. We have faced it all, from the small little problems of daily operational issues to the bigger problems of designing menus, site selection, everything. So we have done it all. So we, call ourselves the best guide for the people who would be starting from the scratch like we did. Now, coming to the name, Goofy's Chicken Shack. So you can see this Goofy's character which we have put in our brand logo. So we wanted something which is fun, quirky, which gives a very interesting kind of vibe to the people, where people can connect with which people, the millennials especially, can connect to, relate with. So that's the reason we associated this Goofy's cartoon character in the brand logo. People do not have to, they can just be impulsive. They do not have to give a second thought before coming to us, or they have to think twice before coming to us. So we did not want that kind of vibe. So that's the reason we associated this Goofy's character. If you'll see our store also, it has been designed in such a way that it gives a very vibrant looking, fresh look from outside, so that in India, jo dikhta hai wahi bikta hai. People from who's in the distance also can see the vibrant looking board from very far away, and he can just make an impulsive decision right there that he wants to go and grab a bite for himself or his family or friends out there at home. So that can be very impulsive. So that's the reason we chose the vibrant yellow color for our boards and for our interiors. But then if you'll go inside, you'll have a very warm and cozy kind of environment there, where you can just grab a corner, take some food, and just relax out there with the music, enjoy the music and everything. So coming to the second slide, these are basically some of the pictures of the present store, which is operational in Bali, Lilwa. So it is not a very huge space. We have a space of around 400 square feet with a kitchen in the back, with a counter to serve in the front, from the front, and in between we have these informal kind of casual sitting arrangement of almost 20 people who can sit there and enjoy the ambience out there. So that's how we have designed the present store, which is operational in Bali as of now. We have tried to make the interiors very warm, cozy. Uh, that's the interiors of our store right now. And with the like now I believe this is the right time, which I should tell you that with the COVID wave coming in, the demand for the deliveries and takeaways have increased drastically. Even after that, we take very good care of the safety measurements. We really put a lot of focus on the hygiene part of it, even when the food is being prepared or it is being served to the customers out there. We really take very good care that all the safety measurement and all the hygiene precautions are taken care of. And with the new normal of the physical distancing coming in, we make sure that people do not have to stand in queues for ordering food or even for paying for the food. They can just come, order it online, and they can just sit, relax, have the food, and then they can move on. So they do not have to stand in queues where they can be concerned about their safety. So we have all taken care of it. Then coming to the price point, so you'll see we have an average cost of 400 for 2 people, which is exclusive of taxes. But the minimum amount of, for example, the burger we are serving, the minimum of amount of price of the burger we are serving is just 89 bucks. So we make sure in India, because we want to reach out to as number of people as possible, so we make sure that it is very affordable, the price range is very justifiable and reasonable for everybody. So we have something or the other at every price point. So even if you are coming, if a customer is coming with a limited amount of money in his pocket, he does not have to think twice before eating in our restaurant here. And even if, and also if you are someone who wants to explore, who wants to try new things, who's a, for example, bloggers and everyone, so we give innovative experimental foods for them also, who are not very cautious, thinking about them from the money point of view. We have things for them too. So we completely believe in the value based system, and the value proposition we are offering is quite good. Moving on to the next slide. Yes, so this slide gives us a overview of the things we are offering. So we have popcorns, burgers, sandwiches, combos, rice bowls. We have pastas and pizzas, garlic breads. We have a number of beverages. So I think I should say that these are just the overview of the things we are offering. So under burgers, for example, we have multiple varieties of burgers, not just in non-veg point of view. We have a number of veg burgers and veg sandwiches and veg items also. With the name of being Goofy's Chicken Shack, it's not just that we are just serving the chicken or meat items. It's not that. We are serving a lot of veg items also. And also for burgers, for example, there are people who just do not want to experiment with their taste buds. They want just the classic burgers, classic Maggie, just the way it has been prepared since the beginning. So we have those type of classic burgers and classic items for them, who has not been experimented with. But for the people who wants to explore and wants to try new things, who want to be innovative when it comes to their tastes, so we have burgers and different items for their taste buds also. And also we customize as per the customer's needs. So there are people who come up with the idea they do not want a particular item in the food, so we customize as per their requirements. And here also I would like to add that we have a expert team who is basically assigned with the responsibility of looking into our menus. We try to give the customers something innovative every month. We try to bring in a new product every month in our menu. And so this team is basically assigned with the work of looking into the menu. They see what is in trend, what all food can be associated with our brand, what price can we expect them at, will that price be feasible for the customers we are targeting, and also will it be feasible for the area we are operating. So taking all of these factors into mind, we prepare our menu, which is assigned to an expert team. Also this team is working on the cutlery designing. So we at Goofy's Chicken Shack totally believe that when a person is eating, it's not just the taste buds which are involved, there are a lot of visual effects which are involved. So we want to give a visual treat to our customers whom we are serving. So this team is again involved in cutlery designing and making the food presentable when they are presented in front of the customers, so that customers are not just satisfied with the with the taste of the product, but also the visual thing is really expressive and very presentable. So that team looks after all these things. Again, we have a team here who helps us with the staffing. So they get us the best chefs and the best staffs from best at schools out there in the country, so they can always experiment and try new products. Also, we have been uploaded a number of times on our website in terms of the staff behavior. So you'll see a lot of good comments about the staff, because we train our staffs in such a way that people feel at home when they are at Goofy's Chicken Shack. Moving on. Okay, so let me now tell you, if anybody is trying to, or thinking of investing in a food business, why Goofy's Chicken Shack is the best option for them. So since we are in the food business, the one of the most important reason is, and that should be the menu of the restaurant. So anybody who is in the business understands the pain and effort and the sweat which goes into menu designing. So there's a lot of factors involved while designing the menu, keeping the shelf life in mind, the price involved in mind, the trend involved in mind. So there are a lot of things which makes up this menu designing. So as I told you, we have this expert team who looks into the menu designing and everything. So if you are investing with us, all this work is ready-made. So it has been done for you by us. We have completed our menu designing with the price points. We have taken care of everything. So you do not have to come and then scratch your head over what the menu should be and what the price should be. So that is all done for you by us. So that's the first point. Second point being the diverse menu that we are serving. So starting from the breakfast till the dinner, we have something for you for the customers, for every price, for every time of the meal. We have for example, we have pastas with pizzas which can be served in the dinner. We have snacks like burgers and everything during the snacks time. So we have at every time of the day, you can come and have something from our store. From the business point of view also, that is really a good thing, because you do not have to expect your sales to be the highest at some point of time and then there's no sale throughout the day. So it doesn't work like that. With Goofy's, you can expect sales all around the day. Then it is a best fit format. So as we know, there are four formats or models of QSR. So being the fast casual, the food court, the delivery, and the takeaway counters. So we fit best in all these four models of QSR. The first one being the fast casual. So we already are in a fast casual business, whereas I told you there's an informal sitting arrangement, a kitchen, a small kitchen, and a small area for the counter to be served to customers too. So we are already in business of. And then the food courts. So you, especially after the COVID wave, you have seen that there's a lot of reverse buying and reverse eating involved. With the new culture of work from home coming in, the people just cannot differentiate between the social life and the personal life. So that's the reason most of them reach out to their nearby places to relax their mind and hang around for a little while. And the best place is malls nowadays. So the business, there is a good opportunity of business in food courts, especially nowadays. And then obviously deliveries and takeaways have increased, as I told you, drastically after COVID. So that is a point to be taken care of. Then the demand and supply side. So Goofy's will provide all the support when it comes to the supply side, as in you do not have to hire expert team with respect of the chefs, the staffs. So that is all taken care of by us. So we'll provide you the vendors who will give you the probably the best chefs of the country. So you do not have to hire, go on and think from where to hire, how to hire. So that is all taken care of by us. Then for interiors, we'll provide you the vendors who can do the interiors for you, as it has been done for us and for the other stores we are operational in. So we'll provide all kind of demand as well as supply support from our side. You'll always have our back. In recent times, we have seen there have been instances where the franchisors do not provide quite that much support after 3-4 months of franchisee coming into the picture. But we will make sure that we'll provide you, we are just a call away, and we'll provide you whatever support you will require for the entire tenure of that franchisee. Moving on, so this slide basically gives a vision of Goofy's Chicken Shack till the end of 2030. So we are planning to set up almost 200 stores within the Eastern India by the end of 2030. We have differentiated all the states in the Eastern India by the population they have. So they are basically the tier 1 and tier 2 states. So states like West Bengal and Bihar, where the population is 99 million and 124 million respectively. We are planning to targeting a store potential of around 40-50 stores in West Bengal, and for Bihar we are targeting 50 to 60 stores all over Bihar. And for smaller states like Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Orissa, Northeast, so there the population is less, 33 million, 40 million, around that. So we are targeting around 15 to 25 stores all over those places. So here I would like to add that, yeah, for states like West Bengal and for Bihar and other states, those are the tier 1 states, you can, with the tier 1 cities around. So there the scope is really high for us. It is already high. Yeah, competition is also high, but the scope is really high out there because the population, first of all, and secondly, or mostly all of them like to go around, hang around, mostly in the weekends after the weekdays work. They want to hang around, and so the scope is really high. But for the tier 2 cities also, the scope is increasing. After this COVID wave, especially the second wave, people have changed their preferences. People want to go to their hometowns and work from there. So the scope is really increasing. So that's how we have planned our entire stores potential out here. And yes, we had a target of almost 15 to 20 stores that needed to be set up by last year. But yes, the target could not be met because of this COVID coming in suddenly, and everything went off the track. But now that we are back with the bang, we want to get this target fulfilled by the end of this present year. So that's what our target is for this year. Moving on, so as I was telling you, we fit best in all the 4 categories and all the 4 models of QSR, starting from the fast casual to the food court to deliveries and takeaways. So let me give you an overview of all the 4 models. First of all, talking about fast casual, there's a minimum requirement in terms of square feet. There should be 450 square feet, which is including kitchen. So it's a minimum requirement for a fast casual to be set up. There, the setup cost comes to around 17,55,000 as approximately. And considering the average sale of annual sales of 80 lakhs for a fast casual type of business, and the total operational expenses being almost 80 to 82%, the net earnings per year comes to around 9 to 10 lakhs. So that you can have your payback within 21 to 24 months. That is, within 2 years, you will have your payback. For food court, the minimum requirement comes to 200 square feet. Again, the setup cost is approximately 9,79,000, and considering the average sales of 70 lakhs, the total of operational expenses comes to 85 to 88%, making the net earnings to be 6 to 7 lakhs approximately. And then again, you'll get your paybacks within 15 to 18 months. Then for deliveries and takeaways, you'll see a minimum requirement of 200 square feet, including kitchen. The setup cost again would be approximately 7,89,000. Average the sale being 60 lakh, you will have a net earnings of 6 to 7 lakh again for delivery, and the payback being 12 to 15 months. Then for takeaways also, the setup cost is little higher compared to delivery, 8,17,000, and the average sale of 50 lakh. You'll have the net earnings per year being 5 to 6 lakhs, and the payback period would be 15 to 18 months. So that is almost within 1.5 to 2 years, you'll have your payback, your complete setup cost recovered. So let me just give you a little overview of what these costs are. So first of all, the interiors and fit out costs. So interiors and fit out costs would include the interior costs, mostly the interior cost for all the 4 models. Then it would be the signage cost, the board that we have to set up externally, that. Then the internal branding fee and everything comes into this interior and fit out cost. Then coming to equipments, that will include the kitchen equipments. Kitchen equipments being the oven, being the fridge, and then the griller, then the sandwich maker. So there are a lot of equipments required in the kitchen. So that cost will be almost equal for all the 4 models, except those kitchen equipment will again have CCTVs, will have laptops, will have music systems. So these are all included in the equipment cost. Coming to business promotion licenses and inventory, business promotion would consider the the staff dresses that needs to be there, the initial cost that needs to be there, put out before the opening of the stores. Then licenses would be, we require a number of licenses like GST, then FSSAI license, then the shop license, the fire license. So that will all be inclusive in this category itself. And again, the initial inventory that would be required before setting up the entire thing. So that you'll require some kind of cold drinks and the initial raw materials that will be required. So that will all be a part of this business promotion licenses and inventory fees. Then the franchisee fees plus GST would be for fast casual, we are charging 3 lakh, and for other models, we are charging 2 lakhs. Then coming to operational expenses, it would be cost of goods sold. So the food and the wastage will amount to almost 30% for all the 4 models. Then there's a royalty of 5% again for all the 4 models. And then the marketing fees. So that would amount to 3% for all the models. Staff cost would depend on the models. Individually, it will be different for all the 4 models. Rent again will be different for all the 4 models. If you see, we'll have a higher rent for food court here, because the food court things are mostly set up in malls and high streets, so the rent will be little higher for food courts. And then the utilities, so utilities would include the packaging fees, the commission that we pay to our food delivery like Zomato and Swiggies of the world. So those will all be included in the utilities. So this slide basically gives an overview of how much you can expect within what time from all the 4 models individually. Moving on, this slide gives us the deal that we are offering to our master franchisees. So there's a development obligation of minimum 5 units within some stipulated time. And then there's this exclusive territory that is handed over to the master franchisee. There's a minimum requirement of 1 unit that needs to be set up by himself, but he has the right to sub franchise. Yeah, the master fee that we're charging is 15 lakh plus GST, and then the franchisee fee will be shared 50-50%. 50 unit franchisee fee share would be 50%, and the royalty share would be 50%. The local and local marketing activities, brand promotions, all these needs to be done by the master franchisee himself. So what we are targeting, what kind of profiles we are targeting for master franchisee would be some mid-sized food operator, who has the ability and capability to run his own business and also to support and retain the other sub-franchisees. And again, we'll be looking out for someone who has the access to the best location with obviously best prices also, and can carry out the ATL and BTL marketing activities. Okay, so this slide will basically tells us what kind of operational partners we want. So ours is basically a FOFO model where the business will be owned and operated both by the franchisee himself. So even if you are low, so this basically a graph which shows the comparison between financial bandwidth and operational bandwidths. So even if your financial bandwidth is low, you are less you are not that much able to provide with financial abilities, but if you have a high operational capabilities, you are the perfect partners for us, because we want somebody who has the passion for food business, who has the passion to retain the reputation we have built up, the quality of food that we have built up. So we want somebody who's a full-timer, who can give proper time to the store, not just person who can just invest and then let it be. Because we are really attached with the brand we have created after this long period of time, we just cannot afford to let it go. So somebody who has the operational capabilities will be the perfect partner for us. From operational capabilities, I mean somebody who has the time, first of all, and the ability to maintain the health standards, health and safety standards. The cleanliness part has to be taken care of by the franchisee. Then managing budget, then there comes vendor management, there comes equipment management, then there's inventory management. So all these things have to be taken care of by the franchisee. Though we will always be there, we'll always support you with whatever kind of help you need. Will help you in hiring the staff, and training the staffs. But then the payroll and everything, for the HR related payroll and everything, will be has to be done by the franchisee itself. So we do not have much expectations from the franchisee. We just want somebody who can manage the operations really well in the outlet he has been assigned with. So the ideal partners here would be, we are always welcoming the fresh investors and the fresh new setters, since we were also the fresh startups also. So we are always welcoming fresh investors. But if anybody wants to convert, so somebody who has already a setup in some food court or in some high street or in any area, and wants to convert, who's not able to run the business properly because of the rent or anything, who's not able to recover the cost, can obviously convert to our brand. And that will also be beneficial, not just for us, it will be beneficial for him too, because he obviously will have some the equipments and everything. He will be having few of the equipments which can be required in our business also. So the initial capital expenditure will be reduced to some extent for him, and it will be profitable for us in terms, because he will be having the knowledge of the area, of the people's demand in that area. So that will be profitable in that terms also. Moving on. Yes, so this slide gives a overview of the support you can expect from us. So see, like starting from the site selection to the purchase supplier assistance. So if I want to speak about it, had I been an investor who's willing to, who's wants to start a new business, I would basically have two options in front of me. Either start my own business with no backup support and no help from anybody, or the second option I would have is to associate myself with some already operational, already running business, so that I and also be the owner of it, obviously. So I would obviously have selected the later one, because there I would have been the owner. There would be the freedom to operate, and the how to operate will be lying on me. But then I will always have my back. It will never be against the wall. There'll be somebody to have my back. So this slide basically shows the support that we as a franchisor will be offering. So starting from site selection. So the first step in setting up a business is the site selection. So we'll be helping you with the market analysis, with the market research, with the feasibility analysis, with the affordability analysis, accessibility analysis, if that area is accessible to everybody or not, if there's that area can be afforded by you or not, is the area safe for the people to come in or not. Then we'll do the affordability analysis for you as well as for us. So we'll overview the entire thing, the visibility or not, which area is good for you or not. So we'll help you in the entire analysis that needs to be done for site selection and the build out. Even for interiors, we'll help you with the vendors and everything who can help you for the interiors. So that's how the site selection assistance would work. So now that once site selection is done, the second thing would come the purchasing and supplier assistance. So we'll be helping out with with the vendor names and the vendor contact numbers for your raw materials, for your interiors, and for your social media coverage. So we have vendors already in place. We'll give you the contact number, we'll help you negotiate the prices. And for raw materials, of course, since we are buying the raw materials for ourselves in a bulk number, so you can obviously buy it from us also. So that will bring economies of scale to you too. So that's how purchasing and supplier assistance work. 10. Then the training, yes, of course. So we'll be providing all the pre-opening training. So our staffs will provide the training to your staffs. Our chefs will be providing training to your chefs. And again, our business managers will provide proper training to your business managers, how to run a business, what to expect from the customers, what not to expect from the customers, and how to run a business, and not just how to not run a business. So it is very important to understand what not to do while operating. So we will provide all that kind of training to your staffs before opening of the stores only. Then there's ongoing training. Yeah, again, it's not just a one-day thing that we'll just provide the training before the store is being set up and then just go out. It'll be ongoing thing. We'll keep providing training. So as I told you, we keep, we think of innovating products every month. We get some new products in our menu. So we'll provide the training for those new food items also to you. And then there's other trainings also going on, how the field support, everything, how to operate the business on a day-to-day business. So we'll help out in that. And then we'll again be sharing the operational manuals. We'll give you marketing guidance, as in the above the line activities like social media coverage, the print media coverage, so that is all taken care of by us at a central level, at a brand level. But the local store marketing, like the below the line marketing, like pamphlet distribution, billboards, hoarding, that needs to be done by the local store marketing. And then again, the grand opening part. So before the opening of the store only, we will put up banners and posters so that your existence is there before the store is set up. People know about the store before being set up. So we'll do all that for you. We'll try to get as much food bloggers and PR media so that you get maximum coverage for your opening. So yes, that was basically the support we are offering. And above and beyond all these things, we are there for each and every. For example, if you need any kind of legal assistance for any kind of negotiation, so we'll always be there to support you in all the kinds. Okay, so that was it from my side. I hope this presentation was useful, and it will clear some of the doubts you guys are having regarding the Goofies as a brand. And in case you have any questions or anything, you can reach out to us, and or you can reach out to Franchiseindia, and we can get back to you. So that was it from my side. Thank you all so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Ambika ji. It was a very, very detailed presentation. You've touched every important aspect, from the operations, marketing, and the support you as a company would give. And I would also request friends, some questions I already see which have come in, and we'll take them one by one. And if you have any specific city in mind, location that you wish to open, please put that also, and we'll check on these locations. And QSR, friends, is a very, very big category, and this is, I would say, one of the biggest category in the entire F&B segment. So both QSR and casual dining restaurants together, they constitute almost 74% of the entire food market. And what Goofy is offering is it's a comfort food, and comfort food is also a very big market, not only in India but globally. I did see one of our investors asking, because this is a food which is pizzas and burgers and fries. So he was asking if this kind of food would still be something which our customers demand, with people wanting a lot of a healthy option. So, well, I am not against or in favor of any of the two, but there's a good market for both, I would say, healthy options and also for comfort food. And most of the leading chains internationally and also in India, they all offer comfort food. So the company is offering about 4 formats, from fast casual to a takeaway format. And takeaway can also be clubbed, and Ambika ji can correct me if I'm wrong.
takeaway can also be clubbed with a delivery format, and because the investment is almost similar, the kind of location you would need is also almost similar in these two formats. And the investment bracket is anything between 17 lakhs for a fast casual, which goes down to about 7.5 to about 8 odd lakhs for a takeaway and delivery format. And we have an option for taking both master franchisee, which can be taken for an area or a city. And the second is for a unit franchisee, where they're also offering new partners to get associated with them. At the same time, any conversion franchisee, which means anybody who's running these restaurants already and would want to convert to an organized chain, the entire systems, processes, training, all that would be imparted to a franchise partner. And if you talk about a conversion franchisee, comparatively, your investment becomes less because you already have some infrastructure in place. So that is something that you have an edge on. So Ambika, you'll start with the questions, and maybe my first question to you. You've been operating in the city of Kolkata for quite some time. If I can start with the question, how it all started and what your experience has been in running, Goofies in the last so many years, and what changes you have seen, have actually evolved in the last 1.5 odd years. I see you did mention you have changed a lot of your offering to make it more convenient for the people that come in. So how you think the last 1.5 years, especially for your brand, has evolved? Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Sonia. So yeah, to answer your question, we were initially involved in the corporates. So I was basically into corporates, not much into business initially. But then we, seeing the food market evolvement there, we saw a lot of people going out for food. But then there was not much experiments into the food market, not much innovative foods that it was there in the market. So that time, so yes, so with that thought in mind, we came up with this idea of this food fusion foods, where we would be serving international cuisine, but yes, with the Indian taste. So that's how we came into the market. Now, speaking of the changes that have come, we have seen in the last 1.5 months, 1.5 years, is there have been a lot of change in terms of people's preference. So people now want a lot of home deliveries and takeaways after the COVID coming in and everything. So that has increased a lot. Although almost 60% of our sales come from the online stores. So for example, we have major tie-ups like Swiggy, Zomato, and from our websites also. So people have changed a lot of their buying ability. So they are mostly concentrating on takeaways and deliveries nowadays, after the COVID being coming in. And after also in terms of food also, as I told you, there's a lot of reverse eating nowadays involved. So during the lockdown period, everything was closed and everything was shut. Now that things are opening up little, people want to come back to their comfort food, as you rightly mentioned. uh, they want to have more and more burgers and fried chicken nowadays. So that's how things have changed after COVID set in.
Okay. And I'll also take some questions which I'm seeing which are pouring in from the audience, Ambika. And maybe while we have discussed at length the different formats that we're talking about, and also we've shared some projections across these formats. And based on these projections, what we're seeing is a fast casual can have a potential to about 6 odd lakhs a monthly average sale, and food court is about 5.5 lakhs to about 5.8 lakhs as a monthly sales. And delivery takeaway formats would have anything between 5 to 5.5 lakhs monthly sales that can come in. So if we talk about these sales structure, and based on the experience of your own restaurant which is running, would you want to explain which particular format are you running, how long that format has been running, and how long does it take for a company or an outlet, I would say, not for a company, but for an outlet to reach that level of the sales that we are projecting?
Yeah. So speaking of the store we are operational it is in Belur area in Lilwa. It is set up of almost 400 square feet. It is a fast casual kind of business. So again, that kitchen, we have a small kitchen and then the counter and then a casual sitting area. So that's around 400 square feet that we are operating, and currently we set up in 2018 beginning, so it has been almost 3.5 years, 4 years now. And we have a average sales of around 7 lakhs per month. So that is what comes on a monthly basis to us. And yes, it took some time for us to reach to that level. Yes, because as I told you, we started from the scratch. We since we were not much into that business that time, so we it was a gradual thing. It did not come, it was not built in a day. It took time for us, but now that we have reached a point, we will always ensure that people can reach that level in a very fast month. And it takes 6 months to reach to that level now, of that percent of sales. We
So
can
six
have a 20,000 per day sale on that.
Sure. And second thing, which you also talked about was also on the entire training that you impart, and including maybe a very important aspect, which is the operations at the outlet, including training of the staff. And if we talk about the food, and there's a big menu, that I'm sure we didn't see the entire menu, but based on whatever we saw, there's a big menu offering that we have for our end users. So I'd like you to maybe explain a little bit on our the offering, if there's a ready menu that we can share with the audience. One, and second, typically, what is the average, pricing, both for deliveries? What is the average delivery that we do per delivery, and what is our APCs for a restaurant? Because these would actually help us in defining, the projections that we have just seen on the slides.
Okay, yeah. We do not have the menu as such as a whole right now, but yes, we can share it with the people whoever are interested in. But yes, just to give you an overview, we have different kind of almost 20 to 30 kinds of burgers and maggies and YYs. So there, it is a huge menu that which we are ready to project to the people who are interested. And coming to the your second question regarding the ABCs of the format. So it is basically we are running this the discounts every time during the festive seasons, and it is the delivery commission of almost 28% is involved with Swiggy's and Zomatos. We are running discounts, which varies from time to time. When we completed our 3 years, we ran discounts of for that 3 years, celebrating those 3 years. Then there's festive discounts involved. So there's a lot of discounts and rebates involved, which we put in on our website, as well as Instagram and those pages, and then Swiggy and Zomato. So we are all there, and we are all there's a team again who handles the social media coverage. So that is all done by that team, and yeah, obviously in consultation with us.
Okay, and when we talk about the supply chain, is that all centralized with you, or the franchisee would take that from the local vendors or suppliers that would be approved by you? How does that happen? And are there any proprietary, I would say, products, sauces, etc., that you would offer to a partner as a part of the supply chain?
Yeah. So coming to the proprietary thing, we'll provide the recipe, we'll provide the flavors and the masala and everything that goes into that recipe. We'll provide the operational manual that needs to be followed. It is basically, a system driven thing. We'll provide all the trainings of how to prepare that dish that we are serving. So we will provide all the trainings on how to prepare that food, and the recipe mix and everything will be providing. But then yes, there's no and the people and the friend, whoever is interested, they can obviously come to us for raw materials, because as I said, we'll be buying in bulk. So there will be a lot of economies of scale involved if people are coming to us for the raw materials. But then it is not restricted. It is not restricted to us, or we can obviously give them the vendor name and the contact details, also help them negotiate prices there also. But then it is not restricted. They can obviously go out in the market looking for external vendors. But then yes, since as I told you, we are very much attached to the quality that we are serving, the reputation we already have. So we do not want any compromise, or any compromise on that sort. So we want the quality to be of that standard. The standards are met. The standards should be met. That's our main goal right now.
Yeah, I did find something on Zomato. I'm not too sure if it is the menu. And if you allow me, maybe I like to share. And if this is the menu, maybe we can quickly take our viewers through the same. And you may just check the screen. Is this the menu for your outlet? And
No, not this one.
okay.
Let me just open it for you. Give me a second.
Friends, I will also request, if you have any location available, and I do see one of our investors, prospect, Mr. Mukesh Kumarji, you're asking for the entire presentation to be shared with you. We'll get the needful done, and we'll also connect you with the Ambika for maybe one-to-one discussion that you could also have. It will also be helpful, friends, when you put your queries, what city you belong to. And one query which I'm seeing is from Mr. Janik Joes, who's asking if South India is open too. So Ambika, we did talk about the rollout you showed on one of your slides. So to start off with, that would be the priority locations. But anywhere outside these locations, so for example, South, is that something that you want to explore at this point in time?
Yes, Sonia, we are completely open to all the location. Yes, we have a priority in mind, setting up the Eastern India first, but then we are always open to new location, and we are always open to have a conversation with him and take it up down in South also.
Great. Because while you look for the menu, I think we did miss on one of the questions. What is the typical APCs? आपके delivery में कितने APCs आते हैं? Delivery comparatively is higher because there's a bigger I would say volume which is ordered on deliveries, and what we're hearing and seeing is that delivery comparatively has increased after I would say the situation we all witnessed. And when I say increase, not only by number, but also by the value of the order. If it was 100, people are ordering 150. If it is 200, it's gone up to 300. So what is the case with you? If it is delivery is typical, आपका average ticket size delivery का कितना होता है? And what happens at the restaurant? What is the APCs at the restaurants that you do in the QSR sit down?
Yes, so yeah, as I was talking, and as you said also, the deliveries have again increased a lot, not just in terms of the number of deliveries, but the quantity being ordered is also has also increased compared to the casual sitting area. We have almost 3,000 to 4,000 tickets that which comes out for the entire month. So that's how it works. Yeah.
Are we getting the menu, or we don't have an access to it at the moment?
Yes. Yeah, so I'll just show you the menu. So tell me if you can see the screen.
It's visible, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, so yes, this is the initial menu which was set up. Sandwiches, so these are all types of sandwiches, though the number of burgers are not there, specifically listed out here. It is an old menu out here, but yes, there's a veg cheeseburger, then Goofy's special cheeseburger. Then there are burgers like egg burger, then there's cheesy egg burger, so these are all there. Then yeah, there's soups of all these kinds, rice ball, pastas here. We have white sauce baked pasta, mixed sauce pastas. Then we have different kind of combos, and here it lists just 5 combos, but we have number of combos which again is listed in Zomato. Sandwiches and then pastas. Yeah, the YY and Maggie range, and then there's boneless chicken strip. So it's basically an overview. We have much more than that in our bucket, and then there's add-on. So yes, so it is basically an overview which I'm sharing right now. But yes, we can provide you the entire menu to the
Sure.
people who are interested. Yes.
Sure. That's very helpful, Ambika. And friends, I will also request anyone who is keen can go ahead, put your queries on our hotline number. We'll come back to you. And we also have one of our viewers who's also asked for the master franchise opportunity. And that would, friends, be based on the location that you're looking at, the potential that location would have. And I will request if we can have one-to-one discussion with respect to any area franchise arrangement that you are seeking. And lastly, Ambika, since we come to a close of our webinar, I will also request, if you can have maybe a message that you can share with our audience, and also, because we see a lot of QSRs which are coming in every city, and there are many of them. What could be one differentiator that you see is what you as a brand would have with the other opportunities, one might explore or be present in the city. Something that you want to talk about as a value proposition, which is a differentiating proposition for Goofies.
Yes, so as you rightly mentioned, the value proposition. So we as a brand really we are very much focused on the money which people involved in, getting and going and getting the food. We want to take over to that impulsive thing that people have for food. They do not have to, nobody has to plan their visit to Goofies like we do for fine dining and everything. So that's one thing we are very proud of. And again, as if we were telling you that we have things for each and every meal. So from breakfast to dinner, we have something or the other for each and every meal of yours. So we can satisfy, we have businesses at each point of time of the day. And also we are setting up a new store in Exide in a high street market. So that's very latest information that I can provide you for Goofy's Chicken Shack. So that's these are small little things which distinguish us from other people. And also we are, as I told you, will be providing complete support to the franchises who want to associate with us, from the smaller things to the bigger things. We are there to provide support in each and every format that you want to associate us with. So yes, that is basically about it.
Great, very helpful, Ambika ji, and thanks for being with us today, friends. As we discussed, please reach out, and most of your queries we have answered with respect to the investment returns and also the area franchisee. 24th of July is the date that we are holding a special discovery day for the brand that we presented today, where you can come and have one-to-one discussion over a call. And anyone who's from Kolkata, I will also request, especially we do that whenever we present a good opportunity, especially in the food side. It's important to go visit the place, experience the food, and experience the entire restaurant, that you want to get maybe a franchisee of. And if there's a investor or a audience which is from the city of Kolkata, we'll also facilitate maybe a tour of the outlet for you on 24th. So 24th is the date of discovery day. We'll start blocking your time with Ambika ji for 24th, and you can reach out to us for the same. And with this, I'd like to thank all of you for being with us on the webinar, and request Archana to kindly take it up from here.
So thank you so much, Ambika. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am, for joining in today. And we presented the business model for each and every client. All the dear friends, thank you so much for joining us today. Please do reach out to us at our business hotline number, which we have shared in a chat box. I'll also share on a screen, which is 97176-83838. We have a regional team who will be working on this particular brand. Do book your slot with us for your discovery day. Also connect with us at our Facebook page, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. You want to see this particular webinar or all the previously done webinar, you can subscribe the Facebook page of Franchiseindia Brands Limited. There is a video library which you can see all the previously done webinar. You can connect with Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am at their respective LinkedIn IDs. And today we wish you to join us for our Bharat Franchise Show. This is India's biggest franchise show where our aim is to cover 100 cities in 100 days. And today we are in Bhopal. So we have invited the brand's representative from top 7 companies. They represent different verticals. So do registration if you wish to join for our Bharat Franchise Show, either at our business hotline number, which is 97176-83838, or you can also go to Facebook page. We have shared the link for the registration. We request each one of you to do registration right now so that you can join sharp 7 p.m. today for Bharat Franchise Show. And tomorrow, under our business opportunity with Chai webinar series, we are bringing the team of Sunburst Healthcare, the brand which represents the elderly home care vertical. The team would come and talk about this particular business model where you can start the business with as low as 10 lakh rupees. So please do registration for our today's Bharat Franchise Show as well as our 12 p.m. webinar tomorrow. Thank you once again for joining in today. Have a great day. Stay safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, friends.